Good time zone, everyone. Welcome. We are at the tail end of this Dominaria run on MTG Arena. We're going to get one last Dom fix in before we do the Theros preview stream tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, the 14th, and tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th, is going to be streamer preview time for Theros Beyond Death. That means Wizards of the Coast is providing temporary one-day VIP God accounts to streamers like me, who can then battle against each other all day long, no cost, sealed, draft, and constructed with the new cards. It's a wonderful way to kick off the set, a great way for me to engage with my audience on new content, create some YouTube videos, and really just mainly explore a new Magic set together. It's really a fantastic time. Also an embarrassing time. Like, my philosophy on streamer preview days is to play fast and loose and really explore the interactions of the cards and not worry too much about our win-loss and whether we've built exactly the perfect build of a given pool or whatever. Sorry, I have a monitor fail over here. And so my plan right now is to, and I got to be careful to just talk about what my plan versus reality can change, but my plan right now is that I hop on at 8 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning and start the sealed right away. So we'll stream sealed from 8 to 11 a.m. 11 a.m. they turn on draft for until 7 p.m. Pacific. And so basically from 11 a.m. until I collapse from exhaustion or decide I'm done, we're going to play draft. Then I'm going to hop off air for a little bit, process some videos, get some draft videos up to YouTube right away, and then come back in the evening and do some constructed. Jay Schneider is working on some decks. I have some deck ideas that I want to explore as well. But I really want to pound on the draft queues while they're available from 11 a.m. to the early evening. And then I'll come back in the mid to late evening for a touch of constructed, just an hour or so of constructed to get some of that content up too. So that's my plan for Theros Beyond Death tomorrow. My plan for today is to draft Dominaria and then maybe do some more Crack-a-Packs. And my plan for buying anything I need for my physical Magic game is to go to cardkingdom.com via my affiliate link in the panels down below. Card Kingdom has one of the best inventories of Magic stuff in the universe. They have basically everything you could need. Like, mostly if you're like a standard player or a modern player, pioneer player, they're basically going to have 4x of the cards you need, and if they don't, they're out there trying hard to find them. That's why I always mention that if you're looking to sell your cards, you really should check out Card Kingdom's buy list. The buy list, I use the buy lists all the time out there. We were talking buy lists yesterday. If you really want to understand what your Magic card is actually worth, you need to not look at what people are trying to sell it for. You need to look at what people are actually buying it for, because that's what you can get in US dollars right now, today, for that card. So that's really what it's worth. And once you start looking at card values through that lens and start exploring the industry and the various resellers out there, you just realize that Card Kingdom truly is the king of that category. There's a handful of other places that sometimes come in with a better buy value, but basically if you're looking to sell off your cards and to do it in a big lump, you're not going to find a place that's going to give you a better overall value than Card Kingdom. So definitely check them out for that. And now let's get into it. I love Dominaria. We've had pretty good success, mixed success of late after some crushing early. But hopefully we'll go out with a bang here and find ourselves a sweet rare in the upper left corner and go with that. But let's see what we find. Thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support, and thank you all for hanging out with me today. Squee is not what we're looking for as a potent opening rare. I mean, you can take it. There's funny things you can do with Squee, but unfortunately they just end up usually not being all that impressive. We did see some impressive Squee use when, like, I think our Oppo had Squee and Siege Gang Commander and some other sack stuff. So, like, if you're doing some sacrifice stuff, Squee's pretty amazing. but pretty weak outside of that, actually. And I would much rather start on either a Thallid Lord, a Saproling Lord, or a Saproling Maker, or maybe we'll sometimes Wild Onslaught wheels. So sometimes you can take the Saproling Migration and try and wheel the Onslaught. Pegasus Courser is the only good white card. Now I tend to stay away from white in this format, but if you were okay with white, you could totally take Pegasus Courser and try to cut white, because there's no good white. This is not white, it's white black, right? This is Orzhov. But yeah, I love the migration, but I almost feel like we should start with the Lord and then see if we end up with a support here. I'm just sad because I think migration will be picked up pretty quick. Wild Onslaught might wheel. And also it's worth noting that Fungal Infection is the only good black card. Sometimes that will wheel as well. So I really like taking the Spore Crown Thallid here and then looking to cut green and black if possible. But we'll see what comes. But that's just my early thought here. We ultimately need to do what the packs tell us, and in this case, you don't pass a Skitters. It's like, gosh, you hardly ever even see these anymore. Like you need a good rare. You need it to be a common in a pack to your neighbor passing to you with a good rare in it, apparently. But we're gonna snap up the Surveyor here, pretty straightforward. Maybe try and wheel this Witch, and into an Eviscerate or a Sapherd. Excuse me, Sapherd. Sapherd is double pumped by the Spore Crown Thallid. So this is, I mean, because it pumps funguses and saprolings. So with this out, this is actually 5 power and toughness for 3. Pretty crazy, but I still think we just take Eviscerate. And we know that Sapherds are a higher priority for us, and we love this Thallid. Either one of these 3 drops would be great, but we're not passing this removal. Here I'm also not passing Rona, and if we ended up not playing the Thallid, that's fine. But we're taking Rona. Yeah, we'll see if any of those fungal creatures make their way back to us. I doubt it. Memorial of Folly is good card advantage, value in a land. You basically get to put a spell in a land, and that's very powerful. But I think we probably just want to first Dark Bargain. Although, man, maybe not. I'm going to actually take Memorial. I think we're going to end up with enough playables, and Memorial is like spell land. And if we're going to get enough playables, we're happy to have some value in our lands. And DC, thank you so much for that sub, by the way. Appreciate that. That's a close one, though. If you took the Dark Bargain, I don't blame you. I was on the fence. Guess we'll take a Gorger. I feel like we're drifting from green, but we might head back that way, so we'll take a Gorger in case we do. I'll also take a Chronicler here since we don't know where we're at yet, and Chronicler is quite powerful in the format. Grow from the Ashes might let us play it all, so let's do that. Pick 7 Grow suddenly makes me want to splash the Rona. Rona's kind of a late game card anyway. But casting Rona and replaying Skitters, that's nice. Thank you, Cardinator. Nothing great here. We could take a Lance or a Candle. If we end up in Saps, the Lance is okay. I think I'll take the Lance, but I don't love it. Hey, Fungal Infection did make it back. That's a great wheel for us, really. We weren't expecting to wheel any of the good green Thallid stuff, but I was not sure if the Infection would make it back. And seeing it here fills me with hope, because it was the only black card in the pack, and it made it back to us. That's big. Big for us being in the right colors, anyway. take a random 1/3 for 2, but we want our Skin Witches, not our Voltaic Servants, although you can at least recast this with Rona or whatever. Not super important, though. I'm going to take Nature's Spiral for the recursive card in case we don't end up with the Soul Salvage we want. And you know my opinion of Divest by now. Playable, not exciting. Funny fluffy, but if you are in a spot where you need cards to do the job of getting you through the first 3 or 4 turns of the game so that you can leverage your recursion late, then Divest can do that job. There are other cards that do it better, but if you need that job filled, it is applying. Impulse, playable. Vigor, not so much. Well, another Spore Crown Thallid. Even though we don't have the saps yet, this makes me want to take the second Thallid and make some sappy salad. Sappy Thallid. Yeah, they do pump each other, but you know, obviously this isn't great until we get saps. But let's take it and try that. We'll try and get some more. Try and get some saps here. We do have a grow, so we can consider taking Blessed, Seal, or Shivan on the splash, but there's also just Dark Bargain in our core colors. Sad lack of green in this pack. Rare missing, so it's not even like, you know, this is the only green card in the pack. Yuck. Yeah, the black-white legend uncommon isn't... I don't usually expect that to wheel. I meant mono black when I was talking about the only black card. Yeah, Blessed Light is the most powerful of these splash cards. But I don't know if I want to pass a Dark Bargain again. This might wheel, though. We've cut black pretty well. We saw how Fungal Infection wheeled. So I'm going to take a risk here and see if we can't find a Dark Bargain on the way back. I'm not going to hold my breath, but maybe we'll find one middle pack anyway. Yeah, you can see the curve if you want. But now I want to go back to this view. This is easier for me to take the pulse of the pack. This is Garbo. Might just go for a Primordial Worm. Pick 3 Primordial Worm. This is ugly. This is exactly where I wanted a nice, simple Saproling card, you know? Just give me one of those black or green 3-drop sap type creatures and I'd be so happy right here. But no, we're gonna sigh and take a card that ought to wheel from this pack and be very unhappy about it. We'll be pretty happy about settling a score though. This is what I wanted last pack. Just send this back 1 pack. Oh my God. Can I swap Deathbloom for Primordial and still take the Settle, please? Ugh. Annoying. We're gonna take the removal. Want both of these, but not passing Settle the score. I also, again, I really would like an Omnivore, and this Memorial is a good land, but I think Urgoros is hard to pass. Fenor says, why do we always seem to end up in green-black in what should be a pretty balanced set? Who told you that this should be a pretty balanced set? My take on this set all along has been red and white are not where you want to be. They can win, but not with the consistency that makes me ever want to be in them. And therefore, I mostly lean Sultai with splashes. And while that makes for not the best draft experience, the way the games play out is incredible. LR claims that this set is balanced, Fenor? Like that Luis or Marshall is like, yeah, red and white are good in this set? I don't recall them saying that. Anyway, back to this pack. I'm going to go ahead and take Urgoros. Some tough passes there, but we're going to do that. And here we'll grab a Spider. I always love to have a Spider or 2 in my green-black decks in the format. We could take an Evangel to add to our early plays, or a Snapper in case we splash the blue still. Yeah, Tron, it's possible. I want to be clear that when I say red and white are not good in the set. I mean that on average, it tends to not be where we want to be. There are a lot of tools to thwart aggro. That being said, aggro is aggro. You curve out against somebody who stumbles a little, and you're gonna win, right? So aggro still does its thing in this format. It's just got a more of an uphill battle than usual. No, I'm not excited about Evangel. Maybe we take Snapper because of that, but I do want to make sure we have the 2s, so I'm just going to take an Evangel here to make sure we have the 2s, although this is kind of like a 2 and is basically a better one. Don't have, I guess we have a Rona that we might play. We don't, and we have this Nature Spiral. Right now, Acolyte's not really comboing. Generally, I like Acolyte because you have soul salvages and stuff, but we'll still take the flyer. Hey, look, it did wheel. I wasn't sure it would. We took a chance and it did. So great sign of our situation in black. Another Divest. We're not going to play this one if we even play the first one. Yeah, Omnivore did come back. Look at that. Timnos, high five. Both of them? We might be the only black drafter. In which case, come on, hook us up, pack 3. We may be the only black drafter. Hook us up, pack 3. Blessing of Bells and Lock is literally the only black card in the pack. Yes. Not a hookup. No, we might even just take a legend. Where are we at? We got 2. We could craft one of these or 2 of these and get some gems. But I actually want to save my mythics for relevant constructed cards from Theros. So I'm not going to craft. But you know, if this were a draft only format for account, if this were our free to play 2 account where we don't care about constructed, and we had what we do right now, which is 2 of these, I would absolutely go and use a couple of wild cards to craft. Leave the draft, craft 2, get to 4x, come back, finish the draft, and earn 40 gems for the trouble. Approving my son's order for a phone case. I bet he's very excited. Okay, where were we? Anyway, we were being sad about this pack. Do we take... What do we take? I mean, there's nothing to take. Or we take it just because, like, what is there to take here? There's nothing to take in this pack. Like, we may as well, unless, because I was thinking, well, we might splash white. What's in, oh, we're not going to splash Reproach. I mean, we could take Shivan Fire because we might splash red. Like, there's literally nothing except a Shivan Fire on the chance of red or Joyra because Mythic. I'm going to go chance of red. Triple Spore Crown Thallid, Skitters. Well, I'd love a Skitters, but we do have Skitters #1 and a Grow from the Ashes, so we already have the capability to support a splash already. Let's go ahead and take the 3rd Thallid and really try to find some darn saps here. Okay, prioritize saps the rest of the way. Come on, come on, bring it to us. I thought we were in the right colors, I really did. Well, we'll take on Sarah's Wings and splash it along with this Blessed Light and be pretty happy. Sarah's Wings out of the blue on an Omnivore is pretty game winning. Divination nice too, but yeah, we'll take Sarah's Wings. But come on, oh, Pax, don't be like this. Why do the packs gotta be like this? Now we take Ruinous Blast. Yeah, Acolyte is fine, but it's not as Saproling. I want a Saproling, but we'll take it. We're probably not playing this Worm now. We'll just play an Acolyte. Saprolings! This is cruel. This is one of the more cruel results. 3 Spore Crown Thallids and the only Saproling support being fungal infections. And I guess Omnivores, they pump Omnivores too. Pick 5. All right. 2 more packs for some sapperling action. Are you ready? Are you ready? How about just a Death Spore Thallid, or the 3/2 for 2 and a black. Come on. Brutal. All right. We have one more chance. Ah, this is so frustrating. Yeah, we'll take it, but this is not exactly what we wanted. And that's it. Now we're out. Now we're done. We're gonna take a Skin Witch and be pretty happy about that, at least. Man, what a rough result for 3 Spore Crown Thallids. So it goes. Take one of these. Maybe we'll play that. I don't think we're playing the Scout, but not playing another Divest, so we'll throw that in the board. Evangel in the board. Yeah, Razor, I don't know, might be your brain. Certainly I haven't done any tracking of that. All right, got brutalized on the lack of saps, but we're going to make this work, right? Now then, cutting the blue, cutting the red, keeping the white, and checking the numbers. 16, 13, let's cut a Divest. Let's cut an Impulse. I'm going to cut this Lance because we actually didn't get enough saps to make that exciting. Maybe cut 1 Spider given the presence of 2 Windgrace. Where does this leave us? 15, 10. Let's cut an Evangel. You're not wrong, Fenor, but come on. I passed on that one Sap Herd, and then we never saw another one. This is, just give me, let me trade this Gorger, an Acolyte, this Thorn Elemental, and a Thallid Omnivore for any number of 3-drop sap creatures. I was looking at that. I don't know if we want both. We're not, especially since we're not really recurring anything. Yeah, let's cut one of those. But then I think, we might want the second Spider more than the second Windgrace. That's a possibility there. You can just cut a Gorger. Like, if we get to 7, we just want a Thorn Elemental, and if we're at 4, we just want Thallid Omnivores anyway. No, I'm not going to cut a Skin Witch. I love me the 2 Skin Witches. They can come down when you do get squared against aggro. They come down and help with that matchup, and when you're in a control matchup, they are the all-star. Gorger is fine. Gorger is okay. It's just a random body. See, Mike's with me. Yeah, I'm like whatever on Gorger. I like this, I think. A little sad at 3. But we kind of have this going on there. You can think of it that way too. What are we going to call this? Something about lack of trees, clear cutting. All lords, no trees. Well, Smock, the splash is virtually free. We have Skittering and Grow, so we can go down to 1 planes. And then On Sarah's Wings on a Thallid Omnivore is a game-winning play. If they don't have flying defense, often you play this, attack, and just sack everything and win. No, I'm going to keep 1 Acolyte. Robert, the presence of a 3-power, sometimes a flyer is just enough in this format. I mean, it's not amazing, but like over what? Like you want to bring in Gorger for an Acolyte or whatever? Gorger just sits on the ground getting chumped. Acolyte can actually do some stuff in the air. Yeah, Wings on Thorn Elemental, also good. We could, yeah, I almost want to cut a Spider before anything else, but we're looking to be inevitable with Thorn Elemental or On Sarah's Wings on something, so defense to get us there is okay. And I like this setup. We just need to adjust the mana. We can go down to 1 planes. We got to watch out. If we cast Windgrace before we have found our 1 planes, we're taking a risk, so let's keep that in mind. But I think we can get away with the 2-card splash on 3 sources here. We could maybe play 2, but I want to make sure we cast our other 14, 15, 16. There you go. 8, 8, 1 seems correct to me. Yeah, let's give this a shot. Yeah, I feel like this draft started out great and then kind of petered out, but it's got some stuff. Let's see what we can do. Keeping this. Not often Oppo produces anything to infect on turn 1, but there, just in case, we'll start there. Well, I'm not going to mess around here. We're just going to clear it out of the way and get a nice 2-2 out of the deal. Kill their 2-2, make a 2-2 seems decent for 1 mana. Or 2-1. Kill their 2-drop, now they're 2-2. Funny. Well, we got this one. All right, Skitters to find our splash, or Eviscerate to clear the way right now. I like Skitters to find our splash. We could, if we want, Blessed Light the Deep Freeze at instant speed during combat to suddenly pump our team. Kind of fun line. Oh, wow. Close to just having, like, if we found 1 more land, we could go Blessed Light and Fungal Infect to pull off that play. The fact they have 4 cards, 5 land, and haven't done anything, though, makes me think we're staring at possible counter spells. What does that make me want to do? Blessed Light's an instant. Let's just pass the turn here, and either... If they do something at instant speed at end of turn, we can respond with the Blessed Light with shields down, or at the very least, we Blessed Light at the end of their turn, and if they have a counter, then they tap out, and we can untap and hopefully resolve like an Urgoros or an Eviscerate, depending if we find land. So that's the plan here. All right, so they didn't use their mana that turn. That's good for us. We're going to use ours. Huh, it is exile, so we could exile that if we thought it was going to be the problem. But with Urgoros, it's not. I don't really care about this wall. My phone is buzzing off the hook today. Usually doesn't get this much action. Yeah, let's Blessed Light on the Deep Freeze here. Yeah, they do have sync up. That's a good point. Do we want to be careful about that? Well, let's still make them have the counter and do it this turn. Because if they can syncopate it, that's harsh, but we get to untap with them fully tapped out, so I'll take it. Man, if they have syncopate and they're not just snapping it off, like, why was that so hard, Oppo? Maybe they were talking to their chat. Double infection is interesting, but let's eviscerate the wall, and then infection, well, no, let's attack first and have double infection in case we need it, and then we probably will reduce that Homerid twice if they block. Hey, Oni, what's up? But also, we really do want to... I'm just going to eviscerate the Explorer and get in. Well, that's what I was thinking, Mike. I mean, we can double infect the Explorer to win combat against it. We can also just eviscerate the Explorer, get in with everything, and then this wall, whatever. So it's blocking one of our things each turn. Who cares, right? Yeah, eviscerate we could save for the next creature. Maybe that's what Mike is like, yeah, I don't care about the wall. I just want to save the eviscerate for a future creature. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go with Mike's plan. Because it allows us to get a good attack in here, create 2 more 2/2s for the go wide plan, and then we don't care about the 0/6. They drop another creature, we eviscerate that, and we have a huge go wide against an 0/6. So I'm with Mike on this line. Kind of 2-for-1'd ourselves in the sense of the removal, but getting these 2 2/2s out of it mitigates that sense of having used 2 cards to get rid of their 1 creature. Again, 2 cards and a chunk of mana. Let's go ahead and attack here and see what they come up with. All right. That's actually fine. We'll do Urgoros here and hope they don't have yet another syncopate. And even if they do, we have an eviscerate for the next play, and pretty much means we're attacking for 3 successfully for the next little bit. Ooh, sorry, Oppo. Might lead him to scoop here. But they have 1 draw. Maybe we can use that while we have it. Although, what is there to get? We can get a land. I'll pass on Nature Spiral for land. Yeah, we just win. Just making sure they're if there had been any risk, I'd like cast the Dark Bargain or whatever, but we straight up win. All right, good start. I'm on my second cup of coffee, so I'm going to take a quick bio break here, and we'll go for some more wins as soon as I return. Let me update my numbers, though. Get that win notched. Sorry about that. I was saying you. I said you are not. You are not Smock. Did you sneak a camera into my house? All right, let's go right back in. Oh, did Watsy host me while I was away? Thank you, Watsy, for the host. Hello. Does anybody, Watsy, ever hear my greetings? When I say hello to old friends and coworkers, is anybody in the building there actually in the hallways waving back? I wonder. This is keepable. Need some land, but these fungal infections are going to take care of anything that could threaten us early. Most anything. I suppose the new White Knight would be tough. Oh, is it Tron? Maybe I'd take that. Boy, that guy. I'm down with that. I just wonder if they care at all. Does anybody at Watsy care? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Have we got an infection for you? Now, Tron's got us at a little bit of an unfair advantage. They know we have 1 million fungal infections, but maybe they'll still attack. Maybe Tron won't play around 2, though. Nah, Tron doesn't need to tell us his deck. Tron can just lose. Good. Bring it, Tron. Snipe. Snipe, Tron. Snipe with your Triumph of Gerard. Thomnivore. Yeah, we'll just settle it because then Triumph does nothing. We could... I guess we'll send in... we're gonna do it anyway. I was considering like somehow attacking first, but there's just no reason to attack first. Let's just do this. I was thinking about it, Robert, but I didn't know what that was going to get us. It's not like he was going to block when we could pump it to a 5/5 and they're tapped out, right? So we're not going to get them, so might as well just clear the way entirely. We could sack this to survive, or we could shrink this to survive. What do we like better, sack or create another token and shrink? Probably just shrink. Gives us another creature. That's a good idea, Brian. Maybe we can think about that. Like, maybe remind me an email or something. Any? How many? Raise your hand if you're a Seattleite. Are you interested in regional meetups? Game night at Mock's boarding house or whatever. Well, that's a scary thing. Let's find ourselves a plains right off the top. Just randomly plains. Here we go. Ready? Plains. Plains. That's good enough. You know, I'm going to call that effectively a plains. And also, they can't block the Omnivore here, so we get to attack. And don't want to sack anything yet. Oh, you know what we could do? You know what we could do? Maybe if we can get this going. Do I have it? Where did I put it? Hold on. No, that's not even it. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Hold on. Man, I don't even know. Well, I don't need to find the physical thing. What I'm looking for, it's in one of these boxes, but it's not this box. In one of these boxes somewhere in my house is my complimentary copy of Lumen. I forgot the name again. The Card Kingdom draft set. So maybe we could meet up and do the Card Kingdom draft set. Lumeria, yeah. Let's do a Lumeria draft. You butchered it or I butchered it? I butcher that all the time. I can never remember the name of that set. All right. We both did. Okay, so can we actually just, like, if we actually Blessed Light the Skin Witch, we can get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, drop him to 5, and then Omnivore is almost a must kill. If we let him have the Skin Witch back, they kick it and we lose like a spider and the other Omnivore. That's okay. So I think we're going to Blessed Light, but we can't even attack and force that trade right now. I'm just going to Blessed Light the Bells and Lock, and then we'll figure it out from here. There's a world in which we're supposed to actually Blessed Light the Skin Witch, but I don't think we were quite there. I think we just played a little straighter than that here and just exile their massive threat. We're going to have Spider online to deal with gliders, and we can almost kick our own witch. But I'm just going to play a Spider here. I think if we can get any value out of this kicked witch, we're going to be hard to beat. If they can kick their own witch, that could be good. That's not a very important card right now. Not sure what's going on with their final 2 cards and the 4 mana. But if we draw any land, we're going to put some pressure on. Okay. They 2-for-1 themselves to get rid of the flyer blocker, but we have another. And we still don't have the ability to kick a witch. We could play Warcrown Thallid, and gets pretty rough for Oppo in that case, but I'm still just going to play it safe-ish here. Maybe I should be more... Like, I don't want Tron to draw out on us and, like, find something great. But I also don't want to give him the Skin Witch back yet to hurt this hand. But maybe I'm being too cautious. Well, Archangel, we have to decide. I guess we're okay with them. But if we're... Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to attack all, but we're going to drop the Thallid first. And we can even send in the Surveyor. I don't think we're going to lose to a Crackback. So if they want to block the Surveyor, that's fine with me. Yeah, they kind of have to do that. We're going to lose 2 of these on a kicked witch, but we just drop like Omnivore and even the Spider at this point. Although, you know, I will see. We're probably going to get kicked, but it doesn't even matter. If they spend their whole turn kicking, I think we just win. So they can't really afford to spend all turn on a kick. Now, yeah, we're probably ditching Witch and Omnivore and then just keeping Spiral and Spider. But I think Tron is processing what we're just talking about, that while they could Witch, it's not going to accomplish anything game-winning. Yeah, they just needed to go for lots of blockers. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They block 2. We get in with our smallest 3, which is 5, not 6. So currently we're not winning. But maybe we find a Thallid. Oh, that works too. That makes for a win. I don't know if it's our Tron. I'm guessing it is. I think it is. Let's see. Tron 1686. Yeah, that's our Tron. Nice. Got a, I guess we're 4x'd on M20. Or no, maybe not 4x'd on M20. We just may have got a mythic that we already had. That's the way the individual card rewards work. I have to make a note of that random bonus, though. Give me one moment. I'm a little behind on data entry here, but I will catch up at least on this part. That we got an extra 40 on the grind of Clearcutting. And we paid gems to enter. Well, I thought I was going to save up a bunch of gold on this account for Theros, and then they dropped Dominaria, and we've used all our gold on that instead, so, oh well. GG Tron. Yeah, our gem count may be okay. I didn't mock the hell out of him. Stop that. I was critical of Triumph of Gerard and used that as a, like, I'm going to beat you in this Triumph of Gerard, but I didn't mock you. Dionysus is a liar. I'm at the point now. That's a good question that maybe I'll take after this game. Spending gems, because, like I told Dionysus that I was willing to spend on non-limited because we have such a high gem cache, and he immediately wanted to just like spew every gem we had on packs or whatever because it was now allowed, and that's not how I'm thinking about that. So we'll talk. Yeah, I think we have to mold this, especially on the play. This looks all right. We'll keep this, and I'm going to be greedy and lose the forests once we have Surveyor to help us find some land. Triumph of Gerard has gotten me here or there, but mostly it's so scripted and takes so long for that final chapter that I often am able to just leave the Gerard Triumph player with no value on chapter 3 like I did in that game. I think it's bad, Tron. I do. I think it's actively bad. Maybe not. Bad kind of implies unplayable. Let me rephrase that to, I think it is clearly below replacement. I think it's below replacement. That's a more fair way to put it, that's not so laden with soft terms like bad. What does bad even mean? Whereas below replacement just means that I think it's below average. Target acquired, you would think, but the trouble is they can sack the goblin in response and cost us the sap token, so I'm not into that, and in fact we'll trade this off for whatever trick they have here quite happily. I mean, not that we're going to trade for the prospector here, but we're probably trading for a +3/+3 in trample, but well, like, whatever. A little better than +3/+3 trample because it gives them a body, but this is better for us because now we can infect their Saproling and use our Saproling to block the prospector, and they can't do the sack out from underneath trick. Try that here. We had triple, Tron. Triple. Just didn't have triple black. Yeah, we were like, well, Tron knows we at least have one, but does he know we have 3? All right, with 2 pieces of removal and hopefully Skin Witch next turn, I'm going to... Do we want to Eviscerate or Exile? The choice between Eviscerate and Exile is basically, is this the one where we want to make sure they don't get it back via Soul Salvage? That's kind of the question here. I'm sorry, my fantastic success and incredible demonstration of resource building on a free-to-play arena account is boring, D. I'm sorry that just crushing it on the daily makes you yawn. So Pretty narrow choice here. I'm going to go ahead and eviscerate rather than settle. It's hard to say. I don't know. Omnivore is annoying to play against, but man, if they have some incredible bomb, we may want to save the exile effect for that. Well, we could settle that too, but let's play the Omnivore and see if we can't find ourselves a land off the top. They're likely to go land one spell here, and if we can just find anything but our Memorial, we can kick a Witch before they get below 2 cards. Oh, you're killing me, deck. Oh my god, how good would a land have been right here? Pluck, pluck, and they're down to Cyclops, Champion, and Candle. Like, we would just... it would be over. As it is, I'm gonna play the Acolyte and hope. Three lands, of course. Skim right off the top. We're doing all right, though. We're at 19 life. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Omnivore. Who knows? Maybe they'll spend the turn candling and they'll still be at two cards. Obviously taking this. Probably have to settle and stay on defense now. Ooh, Kicked Grove does provide us some land, but not the ability to settle this champ, which we need here. Let's 2-for-1 them. And then hold out here. Yeah, I would play a generic 2-drop over Triumph, unless Triumph is like your sad win con. Like, if you're just like, look, I know this isn't great, but it does do this job of, if it's unanswered, I create a big thing. You know, like, I can see Gerard being a necessary suboptimal. I'm not going to call it a necessary evil. Like, it could be a necessary suboptimal, but I think in general, I would like a bear over Triumph. You got it, Robert. So they have the tools now to attempt to punish this block. If they go for... So if we double block and they candle the Omnivore, we are 2-for-1'd. If they candle the Acolyte, we're 2-for... Well, they're not going to candle the Acolyte. They just candle the Omnivore, and then we're 2-for-1'd. So I think we take the hard 4 here, looking for Kicked Witch and extra blockers next turn. If we can just find a land off the top and kick this Witch, we can triple block, and then the candle doesn't get us. So let's try that. But really, given that, I guess I should have attacked with my Acolyte. If I wasn't going to block here, I should basically have attacked with both of these. So maybe missed 6 damage by not thinking through my blocks properly with the threat of the candle. But that's a great... So if they're going candle now, please, deck, come on. Hook us up with a basic land on the top of the library, please. Please, please, please. Here we go. Gonna be like that. Gonna be like that. I guess we kick the Grow, though, and then we can play the Spore Crown Thallid and double block. That's weird. I've never seen, like, the forest split up like this before. Man, this is really brutal. Like, it's a brutal event. What feels like an eventual loss here. We've just been one land away from wrecking Oppo turn after turn after turn, and they managed to land Kazarov because we can't find a stupid land in time. Very frustrating. And now Kazarov's going to grow here. It's going to become a 6/6, I think. Whenever, yeah, because both of these are going to be dealt damage. But I mean, what's our other choice? I guess we could go to 2 and then have Urgaros to trade off Kazarov. Trouble is they untap with the ability to shock stuff. I don't think we want to chump. Well, only one will be dealt damage if they choose to kill one of the creatures, but I think the play for them is to put one here, turn this into a 6/6 and have lethal in the air for the next turn. But I actually think what we have to do is say no blocks. I think it's creature. So with no blocks, now we can at least play this and have conceivable blocks now that work. Like if we had blocked the Cyclops, we just set up to lose here. Now at least we have potential double block. Anyway, it's still rough, but I think this is the best we had to hope for. I think we just got screwed on being, quote, stuck on land. We were stuck on 5. It's hard to complain about being stuck on 5, but it was rough to, for about 4 straight turns, have a pull to a basic land that would have ended the game in our favor, basically. And instead we missed, and now are really behind this pure blood. Well, that's the thing, Buckeye. I knew that this shock ability could be rough for us, but at the same time, looks like they're not going for that play. So we're gonna put everything on it. And then, do we have removal even to find? That's the thing. I guess we could find on Sarah's wings. Mammoth Spider might do... Oh, we have Blessed Light. So we could find Blessed Light off the top to get out of this. This is like Peter Pan. I need you all to believe. If we just all believe collectively that Oppo's hand is blank and that the top of our library is a Blessed Light, together, we can stabilize and win this game. I need you to believe, though, people. Do you believe? Well, I still believe, because we have a Urgaros chump that we can then still, and let's, you know, I'm getting that last card, dang it. Thank you, Thordalis. Keep believing. Oh my god, we're going to lose to a Goblin Warchief deck. Okay. I'm not mocking Oppo, but I do not believe that Goblin Warchief is particularly playable in the format unless you have some absurd double chain siege gang type play. Yeah, I would like to not lose to Skirk Prospector, Goblin Warchief. These are like dead cards. Nameless. As I say, I always try to talk as though my Oppo were going to come say hello after the game. Like, you have some strong cards in this deck, but some largely unplayable ones in Skirk Prospector and Goblin Warchief. But right now, Oppo beating us. Just looking. Okay. Blessed Light for the save. Still possible. Bargain. Not going to do it, but we're going to go out on our terms, of course. All right. Not going to be salty. Sometimes you lose to suspect cards, and sometimes the land you want isn't on the top of your deck. So it goes. Loss number 1. But I feel like we're probably, like, I feel like we're like 70% in that matchup. Yep. We figured out how we might win and played to give ourselves the best chance at it. That's all you can do. Have a plan, play to your outs, see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to call Kazarov a bomb. I think Kazarov's kind of, again, below replacement for what you can get at 7 mana in the format, but sometimes you don't have anything else to do that job. Keepable, but not amazing. Nature's Spiral is here a little bit early, and Double Spider is a little more spider than I want, but can't exactly throw this back either. Yeah, but I'm saying, Mabinap, that I can... If you want to say, talk about what you can get for 7 mana in this format that once on the battlefield wins games, I can find stuff I want a lot more than Kazarov. There's no instant speed. I guess they could use Gideon's Reproach or whatever, but that's okay if they want to actually use removal. Coming out of the gates slowly here. Not the best, but for a white deck, Oppo also coming out of the gates slowly, so we're getting a chance to set up. I know, Mabinap, but if you have resolved a 7 mana spell and it does not actively shift you towards winning, why are you running that 7 mana spell? That's my point. Here, Double Sergeant. I'm going to play a Spider first because it blocks the Sergeants. Then we'll drop an Acolyte and try to get going. Also, be careful. We want to be careful about losing our planes to the Acolyte. Well, if you time it right, Tron, it's not too hard, right? Like the pairing algorithm is looking for good matchups, and well, we could get Adamant Willed and lose a Spider here, but we're gonna make them have it, and then trade an Adamant Will for the Spider if they do, and if they don't, we get to drop an Acolyte. Although I'm gonna play another Spider. If they're not blocking the Spiders, let's just play another Spider. It's true that Spiral does get the planes back east, so it wouldn't be end of the world. It's just not. It's not really what we want to use our Nature's Spiral on if we can help it. So, might be neat to. Speaking of getting lands back with this, how about we get a creature back with a Memorial to Folly, and then you can get that back. Well, that's just fancy play though, because we can just Nature's Spiral the creature itself. Never mind. Never mind my fancy play syndrome. All right. Well, I guess they get to attack for some life. But we get to leave both Spiders back, and then they don't really have an attack. Could be mono white. It's a little unusual, but all right, we're gonna risk it. Hopefully, I don't want to hit the. I really hope we don't hit the plains, but if we do, east is right, that we can at least get it back, so we'll do it. Of course, there it is. There it is. To me, a bomb is a windmill slam. You would take this over premium removal. Are you taking Kazarov over Eviscerate? If you're taking Kazarov over Eviscerate, then I believe you have it categorized as a bomb. If you're taking Eviscerate over Kazarov, then I think you are not. I don't think you're categorizing it as a bomb. Well, yeah, see, right now we want, this is the thing, if we go for something like Skin Witch with Nature Spiral, we are simply saying that for the rest of the game we are just not going to cast our White Splash. And if we are cool with that, we can do it, but what do we get out of it? We get 2 of their final 5 cards, and it doesn't even really help us solve the Sergeant-at-Arms problem. So I'm not sure it's worth going for the yeah, going for that. Although we could get it back with Memorial to Folly. What if we get our... Yeah, let's just get it back with a Memorial to Folly, and we can do that at the end of our end of their turn, and then we'll kick a witch next turn. That makes some sense to me. Skitters being the only other option, and obviously not worth it. Just looking for some of our removal for this Sergeant-at-Arms, and then we can get back to the attacking. Oh, I don't need to set a stop. This is something it will give us a chance to do at the end of their turn. But I like your caution. If you're not sure, you might as well set that stop, right? This time I remembered. No guarantee, but this time I remembered. And now I'm happy we didn't use our Nature's Spiral before we had to. 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go to 5. We can get the plains and still kick the witch, so might as well do that, right? We could have gone wings this turn, but I guess I like the witch play. I still am hoping we luck out and find some removal for the Sergeant-at-Arms, but making a Mammoth Spider winged is on the table. Yeah, we're still happy to... They were land short, though, so the thing about... witching at 5 there is that we know they're not just going to go land and make us really sad about pitching a couple of lands. We knew we were going to get 2 spells. New plan. Find removal for Shalai. Well, at least they don't have double green. And with them not having discard and us being at a bit of an impasse here, Let's see, do we have, we do have Dark Bargain, so I'm going to keep playing land. They're not playing black, so they're not going to make us discard this Sarah's Wings. And we have Dark Bargain, so I want to keep playing land. You want to play land when you have card draw. And we're going to hope that we find answers to unlock this board before they do. We lost our Settle, but we do have Blessed Light and Eviscerate. All right, that gives them attack. No, it doesn't, because we can double block Windgrace and Mammoth, so they still can't attack. That's good. We got all of our Thalids. 7 Dwarves in effect. Are those worth attacking with now? I mean, they're 4/4s. They trade at least 1 for 1. But as soon as one of them trades, then the rest no longer do. I think I'm going to say no on the attacks for now. Funny, if we get a fungal infection, we make a 4/4 out of it. Yeah, kind of waiting for the Sarah's Wings on Omnivore. Oppo finding the goods now. Now we're on a serious clock, and we need to find removal ASAP. We could Wings up a Thallid, though. I'm trying to hold off on using Sarah's Wings because my presumption is that, you know, if they're discarding Deep Freeze and Blink of an Eye, like, this stuff is going to handle a non-Sarah's Wings. So I'm kind of trying to save this for, like, a game-winning play and not just desperation not die. Because I believe Oppo has answers in hand. But we found our Eviscerate. That's huge. Only one target for it in the Voice of Plenty. But what a target. And now we could do it... because we're still in trouble here. We could put it on... yeah, Wings on the Mushroom, not terrible. I just think they're going to answer it right away. But maybe we're at a spot where we just have to accept that that's okay as well, that they answer it. And we get a swing. Swing doesn't do much, though. Really doesn't. I'm going to be patient for another turn. We can take another attack from the Sergeant at Arms. Like... yeah, they get some lifelink, but we're playing a long game here, trying to... does more than doing nothing, but it sets us up for doing nothing in the future instead. Like, yes, we could do this and then we wouldn't be doing nothing, but then we might be doing nothing later instead of putting on Sarah's Wings on the better target and, like, winning target game or whatever. So I'm going to say no attacks for 1 turn. It just feels like... playing this into these cards after we saw them discard this and this is asking to have your Sarah's Wings nullified pretty quickly. So I've been calling out Time of Ice as a whatever kind of card, and I think this kind of shows why. I don't think Time of Ice is going to do anything for them. It didn't change any attacks there. And now we get the Omnivore here. Big bummer that this actually has Vigilance. But we're going to do this. They're probably going to Time of Ice. Omnivore next turn. We'll replay it. So we still can't really do anything here yet. We're going to take 3, 3, 3, 3. But after this Time of Ice passes, we should be okay. No, I wish we could tap our Spider or tap our Skin Witch. It would be fun to get either of these back. But this has largely been my experience with Time of Ice in this format. The Time of Ice comes out and does something along these lines. And so this is why I don't understand how Deathsy and Mobius have Time of Ice in their S tier. Like, how is this an S tier card? Look at what it's... How I don't think you can put a card as S tier if in some of its use cases it has this impact on the board. Which is to say not enough. However, we are going to go down to 6 and then maybe even 3. Like we are getting I got to figure out when we have to give it up and put wings on, but if we put it on the Omnivore, it just is such a huge threat. So I'm going to wait. Because they attack us down to 6. We bounce these 2. We replay them both. They can attack us down to 3. We put on Sarah's Wings on the Omnivore and gain 1,000,000 life back. That's kind of plan A here. Yeah, a little bit of fancy play there, Smock, but I like it. I don't know. What kind of kill do they have to go for? Like, when you say, are they going to go for the kill here, what do you mean? Like, attack all out? What is going for the kill? What does going for the kill look like for Oppo on this turn? Attack all out to what end? We have amazing blocks against all their ground stuff. There is Charge, which is single white for +1/+1 to your team at instant speed. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do get Urgaros and Omnivore. That's nice. Urgaros may even stop the attacks. Yes, there is a mass pump in green that gives +1/+1 counters, and yeah, if kick gives 2. That's a good call. But they're not playing green, so like in these colors, there's only Charge. What is going on here? I'm going to offer Urgaros because we're looking to put wings on Omnivore. If they're, I'm happy to almost trade for anything that might instead affect our ability to on Sarah's Wings. My only question is, am I supposed to put the Wind Grace on as well? Thing is, if they have Adamant Will, they would get a 2-for-1 if we double block. So, yeah, hopefully they're just trying to trade for Urgaros, which would be great for us. But we'll see. We're going to trade for this or a trick, either way. Because if we're trading for a trick, then it's a trick that won't mess up our Omnivore plan. Maybe I should have held the land to have some sort of hand bluff, but we're just kind of all in on this plan anyway. And And a bluff isn't going to matter. They're going to try to stop it or they aren't. And we're going for it. Like, they could have a second blink here. And they still might. You know, if they have blink, they would just let that resolve. So we are taking high risks to try and win the game because it's our only out, really. I'm not expecting this to work. If Valid Omnivore somehow gets there, wonderful. But my expectation here is that we lose the Omnivore and then lose the game after. And maybe they have Syncopate, and that's what they were trying to keep. But my expectations are low here of this actually working out. So if it does, it's just going to be like, oh, sweet. Thank goodness. Sometimes you say, hey, we can't beat blah, so we're not going to play around it. And then they don't have it, and it's amazing. I'm not going to sack anything here. Still dangerous. All right, well, certainly if they had instant speed removal, they would have used it there. So we got away with it for one turn. Now let's see what happens when they untap, though. This is where I'm like, what are you gonna do, Oppo? No highlighting over my Omnivore yet. I'm waiting for my Omnivore to get that white highlighting around it that's like, and here they go, targeting it. Huh. Yeah, pretty good. Now we need ourselves a Blessed Light to take care of this Sergeant. Nah, not crazy to main deck that. Lots of targets in this format. Usually find something, but it's a little risky in aggro because in aggro you generally don't want any of your cards to potentially be uncastable for any amount of time. But it's playable. Well, sending in the Abyss. Boo. Can we sack it? No. I'm gonna wait. Let's see. Do we have anything to get that spider back if we sack it? Thorn Elemental, Blessed Light, Dark Bargain, Skin Witch, Fungal Infection. Nah, so there's no we may as well keep the Mammoth Spider around as an 0-4. We have no means to get it back if it goes to the yard. You think Oppo should have blocked, tried to encourage me to sack some stuff and then do it, Mike? Is that what you're thinking? They might just be super eager to, probably just too eager to actually have an answer for that really threatening creature. Well, and just like that, we are basically dead. I will chump for a turn, but we're basically dead. Trouble is now a draw step doesn't actually save us, Mike. Like, there's no draw in the deck, even if we find our... And we will, because now it doesn't save us, so... Oh, how could that not be a Blessed Light when it no longer saves us? Usually that's exactly when your removal shows up. All right. Oppo had a really good deck. There are some good cards in this deck. Sergeant at Arms is not great. Teshar is not great. Diligent Excavator is pretty bad. I play some Explorers, but don't particularly like it. Same with Koilos. These are kind of medium. Oppo had a great high end, but like us, their low end is not that impressive. But I say like us. I mean, this is not me being all superior. It's just that's the facts of it. I wouldn't call it a really good deck, though. I would call it a medium deck with some really good cards, which is kind of what we have. Again, let's be clear. I'm not being mean to individual humans, but I'm trying to be honest about deck assessment. All right. I don't like my deck that much, but I like it better than 2 wins. Let's get at least 3 here. Come on. Clean up on the 2-loss bracket. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we had 3 fungal infections that would have turned that attacking flyer into enough that we could eat it. Yeah, there was a lot there that we could have... we had a lot of outs that we just didn't find. Yeah, Koilos isn't unplayable, but it's not good until you're getting high synergy, right? Boy, this is slow, but it's got enough going on that I am going to keep, but it's a risky keep. Especially risky in the 2-loss bracket, because this is where I actually do run into a lot of aggro. You know, like, I'm going to risk it, but I'm not going to be salty. If we get run over by a Boros deck and I lose to it because I kept a control, a hand that's good against a control mirror, so it goes, but I'm too greedy to let this go. To send it back, that is. But we could just lose to aggro. It's somewhat gambling on us not facing it and it being not great, and us having lots of outs to draw to beat it if we face it. But black is a good start. They get our Urgoros. That's unfortunate. But at least we're not facing aggro, so that makes me happy. Or at least not yet. Could be white-black aggro, but Divest would be a very unusual play for that type of deck. Not going to Skin Witch here, of course. We're going to wait for some value. We're going to Dark Bargain, find a land, and then we should have Spider into Witch, barring some really unfortunate land results. Now it would be really tough for us to miss Skin Witch on 6 with Dark Bargain on 4 and 5 lands already. And we'll take Omnivore and Memorial here. It does cost us the ability to go Spider into Witch, sure thing, but the value of the spell side of this felt too strong to not play, or to not take. And we still have the Omnivore play, so I'm going to go Memorial Omnivore, and then we still have the Kicked Witch next turn. Might not even kick a Witch next turn. They're still pretty full on cards. If we can wait just like one more turn and try and get them, we'll do that. This is an interesting spot. What we're gonna, instead of Skin Witch, what we're gonna try to do here, they're gonna make a 5/5 Stronghold Confessor next turn, and it looks like we're not gonna be able to defend against that, but we actually have a pretty good defense because we can Fungal Infection it down to a 4/4, make a 1/1, sack it to our Omnivore, and turn our Omnivore into a 5/5 after we double block because we have the 2 creatures for the Menace. So it's a little bit of a convoluted line, but if it works, we're going to basically get a half card for 2 because we'll effectively nullify the value of their Triumph of Gerard, kill their Confessor, and it should only cost us a Fungal Infection. But they could have something here. No guarantees. They got 5 cards, a lot of mana. But let's start, see if we can make it happen. A pause definitely suggests they have an instant. We still get the trade. I'm fine with that. Unless they have something else here. Yeah, it still seems great for us. Now let's see if they find something to make Gerard do something next turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. That'll be a flying... Although we play a spider and they can't really even attack with it. Get the Thallid back. We could. We're still going to be on 6, but I'd rather just get Urgaros back. But we should do that since we can do everything we want next turn anyway. I might even kick a Witch before we do... Let them have the Gerard Paladin play, but kick the Witch and get 2 of their final 3 cards. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Although they probably draw, play a land, and play 1 thing. They might play 2 things, though. Let's kick while we can. So again, you know, it's just, this card just never seems to be worth it. It's only 2 mana, so you'd think it doesn't need to do that much for it to be worth it, but it just ends up falling short of a card of value most of the times I see it played. We can go Urgaros, of course. But I'm going to actually go with Spider and Spore Crown. Ooh, although I'm now halting because I don't want to get witched, so I'm going to wait. Sorry, I changed my mind on that. I'm so scared of the Skin Witch that I'm going to sandbag this Thallid so that if they do witch us, we can Urgaros still. Four, 5, 6, yeah, and now we can double spell, so we'll go Urgaros, Spore Crown. If they have the Kicked Witch now, well, we've got an Urgaros out that's going to make it pretty moot. Do we bother with it now? Feel like if they had, like, are they waiting on removal of some kind here? They ditched a Seal Away, so, like, what are they up to? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on Sarah's Wings. We don't need it in this spot, and these all create reasonable attacks here. We're working on it. Trying to figure out what they kept instead of Seal Away. I don't know. I don't know what they kept. But it's obviously not a Skin Witch, so I'm going to risk another witching here. Just play out our land. I don't know what's going on, Robert. I really don't. But I'm going to play this Sarah's Wings, that's for sure. Not on Urgaros. Ooh, well, now maybe not, because I love it on the Omnivore. So let's start by getting their last card, see what it is. Yeah, maybe it's some incredible splash. Invoke? Why did I do not understand what's going on here. It's like Oppo giving up. I'm gonna go ahead and Sarah's Wings. They're top decking. If they top deck removal for the Omnivore, I guess I'm just gonna tip the cap. I don't know why they... I don't know what the Castaway was about. I really don't. That kind of felt like them scooping, like they were just trying to use their cards. I don't know. All right, back in. Bounce is not prevalent in the set. That's always, yeah, very intentional. And not surprising. If you're going to make an aura-heavy set, you're going to want to be light on bounce. Been selling a lot more cards lately. Partly that's because I'm listing more cards. But my theory is that a lot of Magic players get holiday gift cash because their friends and family don't know specifically what Magic stuff they want. And then in January, they spend their holiday gift cash on the Magic stuff they wanted. That's my current operating theory. Yeah, we can keep this. First strike on that boar seems pretty good, but they are going to draw a ton of cards. They might just draw a ton of cards and then just kill your boar, you know? Well, we're up against aggro, but with nothing to do on 3 other than fungal infection, I'm going to hold the witch still. Looks like wizard aggro, though, that's just not pressuring us early with this draw. Heck, maybe it's wizard control. All right. Get our 4th land. Now we get an Omnivore next turn no matter what, so that's nice. I need to find our white splash. We have both of our white cards in hand. I think the boar is high risk. You're playing with fire if you attack with a boar into a bunch of stuff from an opponent. How are we going to kill that thing? Nothing to infect usefully here, so we're going to pass. I guess we need to find our white and Blessed Light it, but maybe we can just find some land and at least get a spider down to protect us. But this turn is all about our friend the Omnivore. The TV parental guideline for this stream, like what age group? I think of myself as 13 plus. All right, Oppo's had the tools to really wear us down. We are now dropping a spider and really crossing our fingers and then hoping that we untap and can kick a Skin Witch with Oppo still having 2 cards in hand. If Oppo can deal with this spider, we're probably just dead, though, and this event is probably just over, though. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope the spider lives, and understand that that's just the reality of what we're up against, and sometimes Magic comes down to this, whether or not they have that one answer on that one turn that you're trying to turn the corner. Let's see. Could actually be okay. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I was going to kick a Skin Witch, but I think we need to Acolyte. Of course, this is where we're going to, again, put our planes in the graveyard. But I like Acolyte here because then with Fungal Infection and Acolyte and Spider, we can combine to take out Zaid. No planes, please. Don't take our planes. Okay. Sad that we lost one of our big removal spells, but happy that we did not lose our planes for this eventual splash. Yeah, life ain't bad against the aggro deck either. Hoping that since they didn't do anything about the spider last turn, they also don't have anything for it this turn. We also have to worry that, you know, eventually they can just hook up that wand to one of their wizards, start throwing that around every turn, and we're basically taking 4 per turn off of this wand alone. So you may think we're slowly approaching stabilization, but actually that sorcerer's wand is staring at me and making me think we're going to lose the game just on that alone. And we have to play like they don't have it. This is hyper suspicious, but we can't really beat a big play from them on this front, so we're going to just block and hope that this fungal infection does something useful for us. So they're just accepting Spider for Zahid with no... Wow, I guess we can just reduce it. They were accepting the trade? Yeah, okay. Well, I was just making sure, but yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to hope. Ah, all right, it worked. Have to try for the blowout. No, they were just willing to kill the spider, I think, knowing that then Adeliz and all this stuff could get in here. Again, I think we're in trouble with this wand. But if we find planes and we can start getting some life back, we'll be okay. But we're just going to lose to the wand if we don't find planes soon. Hey, planes! Just what the doctor ordered. I could kick the witch and get this last card, but mainly we just want to get this, get the wings going. So we'll go grow, kick it, and what can we play with 3 mana? Can't play anything else from our hand, unfortunately, but still... Well, we could just get the planes, not kick it, and play Omnivore here. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead. No, it's just so weird for me to not kick grow when I can, but in this case, we do it unkicked. We can cast the wings, Mike, but I think I like Thallid Omnivore first. You want to play the wings now? We could. We can presume they're out and just throw it on the spider. I was thinking of throwing it on the Omnivore and then threatening that whole thing coming up, but maybe it's worth it just to get the action going now. Also, one of my concerns, Mike, is that it puts all of our eggs on the spider basket when the spider is pretty important for the wind. And if we play Omnivore and put wings on the Omnivore, then they have 2 threats that both are doing something useful for us. So if they manage to handle one, we still have the other. And you want to put it on the 3/2 now? Nah, Mike, I'm going to be greedy. You think we're just going to lose next turn to like some sort of Adeliz play? Yeah, I'm not in a rush. I don't know why you're in a big rush, Mike. I'm going to go Omnivore, and we're going to set up Omnivore. Heck, maybe we'll even Blessed Light next turn before we bother Wings. Let's see what they do, though. That's fair, but to be honest, we have cast stuff into open mana here, right? Like, I don't think they have a counter now, and yeah, but Mike, we Sarah's Wings, and we just get so big so fast on the Omnivore that it seems correct to me. They went 1 top, 1 bottom there. Yeah, now let's get Wings, or we're going to lose to the... lose to the wand. Spider in the yard. We do have this folly that I'm looking at. Block or no block, I'm going to sack a sap to the Omnivore because we gain, it gets us a total of 10 life, or 8 life for the turn, which seems worth it. You do have Arcanist for effectively 2 mana, so we could get bounced or something. I'm just trying to get a little extra life here. I know saving the sap is appealing, but it felt important to me to get this life cushion. We're going to have plenty of fodder, and we have this Blessed Light. Like, next turn, Blessed Light on the attack is going to leave them with such bad blocks. But this is a heavy turn. This is their first main phase after us putting Sarah's wings on our Omnivore. We'll see what they've got. Okay. Blessed Light has a new job, and we may try and get him with it. We can Blessed Light at instant speed during their turn mid-combat and try and eat something. But it looks like they're not attacking. I mean, we could do it now. The question is, are we trying to get tricky? And I think the trouble is we have between the Spider and the Acolyte, they're not attacking in the sky anyway. We can get back the Spider and probably will. I think that's worth it, but that's not our main concern here. It's whether or not we're Blessed Lighting now to just get in the Omnivore for some extra damage, or doing it. Well, now I've decided for us. I'm gonna wait and keep the Blessed Light up, potentially for their good card, potentially for, well, Skin Witch is doing nothing now, but again, this format is so funky. They could right now, they could draw a Divination, spend 3 of their 6 mana to cast it, draw a 4-drop and a 5-drop, not be able to play either, and then we Witch. You know, like, that's the thing, that part of the value of the Skin Witch in this format is that even in the late game, situations occur that suddenly fill up an opponent's hand with spells they can't empty of it. Yeah, we're risking them drawing a counter. There's a lot of risk here, of course. But this is good. Like, maybe this will make them go for an attack. We actually want them to. That's the thing. We're going to try and eat something if they get frisky in the air. I think we're going to Blessed Light the Deep Freeze off no matter what. The question is, are we doing it mid-combat during their attack or at the end of their turn? All right, we're doing it. And we can get the Spider back if we want. Gotta be very... It brings up the stack cards to make it easier to choose. That's nice. And I'm going to use the Memorial while it's easily available to do so. And the Spider seems like a good card in the matchup. So let's get the Spider. It's done that for a while. I don't think it's like brand new or anything. We can kick the Witch and play the Spore Crown to increase the Omnivore. But let's do Omnivore first. And then we can have a nice threat on the attack. Of course, if they block, we need to sacrifice one thing to... Interesting. This is probably just a land or something. This is off of their opt, though, right? So we actually don't know what this card is, but they didn't play it. Makes me think that they... Does anybody remember if they scryed bottom or top after this opt? I don't remember. Yeah, we don't need to use... I'm not using the Witch now, Mike. I'm wondering if we play the Witch unkicked to be our fodder for sacrifice to the Omnivore. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm running out of time here. All right, I'm going to decline to use Skin Witch as fodder and instead just attack. And yeah, we can use Spore Crown. Although if we... yeah, we can use... We should actually use this. If we use Thallid as fodder, we end up with a 6/6 instead of a 7/7. Although 6/6 would get the job done too, so let's just see how they block. And they went bottom with the opt. So this is probably just a land. They probably are sandbagging a land. So I'm actually just going to go for another Spider. Traxos, what's up, buddy? Another Compass sighted. I guess so. Big combo here of... they didn't need to, though, because they have Servant Traxos combo. And we're going to try to outrace it. Could use some extra action here. That is not extra action. I am going to play an extra fodder, though. Yeah, and they're in chump mode, right? If we send Acolyte, they could chump here and just eat Acolytes. We're not going to do that, but the Omnivore is nice. They kind of have to block this now. Probably give Adeliz up to it. Yeah, we're just trying to erase the Scourge and clear out their flyers and let this Omnivore do its thing. We have a Dark Bargain in here, so maybe I should have played my Forest, but I'm trying to be a little bit cagey. Do we try to take out this Traxos? That's one of our... Oh, okay, we just take the win. Thank you, Oppo. They had 2 turns, right? They needed to chump this turn, and then if they don't find an answer, we basically win the next turn. So I guess they figured they didn't have an out? I don't know. Maybe no more removal for that Oppo. Okay, takes a couple of questions here. Mama says, question in chat about value of Theros basic lands. Do you expect value to increase? I said I expect them to, depending on whether or not they make this a regular thing. The lands are pretty sweet. I kind of learned my lesson back. Well, let's see, what are they worth now? I'm curious. Those, the Zendikar full arts. Back in the day, what do those go for now? What's a non-foil Zendikar bucket land go for? Let's see. See what Card Kingdom has them for. Let's go Island from Zendikar. See, these are... almost depends on how far away you go. Yeah, I think Zebra's got it right. Spike early, trail off, then rise. Although the thing that happened with Zendikar full arts, I remember thinking, I don't need to snap up these Zendikar full arts at 15 cents each or whatever, because this is going to be the most open set of all time. It's going to be so flooded. Like, everybody's going to have these. This is not going to be a thing, right? And now they're like 79 cents, 129, 99 cents, 249 for this. Anyway, so I don't know. I think in the medium term they won't do much, but I think like 10 years from now I expect them to have this type of number. You know, if Magic is still going strong and they're not doing it with just every single set, like if cool, sweet basics are still not something that happens every time, then I expect that they'll retain or increase. Curling foils are annoying. All right. Keep this. Double fungal spore crown, a decent start. Go with, well, could play swamp, double infect, kill it, spore crown, attack for 4. But all right, I'll set that up. At least leave it as an option. Well, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm only going to block with... Well, actually, if they have Adamant Will, we still only lose 1, right? What am I blocking with 2 for? No, I'm only going to block with 1. Bantron for Oppo, yep. I would Gaia's Blessing without bothering to put that creature back. I'm not sure what they get out of putting that creature back, but okay. That's a pretty decent board for turn 4. No, we're like 4-2 now, right? Is that right? What are we? We 4-2? I think we're 4-2. I'll put a hopeful 4-2 up and then we'll see if we're right. See if we are right. Welp, I'm just going to eviscerate and go here. Because then we, like, win unless they've got, what? I think we just win. Maybe they have Opt here, but that doesn't do anything. Well, that worked out okay. That's not what I expect this deck to do, but we'll take it. And we got to the nice 5 wins. Gotta love 5 wins. Feels like so close to profit, it's practically profit. But one more win, and we get genuine profit. Let's do it. Looks good again. Similar situation. Got a splash card and a splash enabler, so that looks nice too. Oh, I know what step 2 is. Win the 6th game. We could grow here. Doesn't look like we're getting much. Sets up for 5 next turn. How greedy are we? Grow now, or I'm going to grow now. Does something this turn, gets our splash. If they come up with something that we need a Blessed Light, we've got the Blessed Light. But mainly I just kind of want to filter some, do something while we can, and leave our future turns open for more action. I know the reference. They have I still love me some South Park. Not everybody appreciates what that show, but I think they have a pretty interesting take on modern life. All right, that's worth Blessed Lighting here. One land away from our Thorn Elemental. Obviously, that's a great play for them. Let's see if we can make it too late. And of course, we will offer them either one of these for a fungal infection. Oh yeah, I'm a big Rick and Morty fan too. I think Rick and Morty's probably better. Rick and Morty is just more shock humor without really, you know, South Park takes some flack for their punching down, but I do believe they just punch everywhere, including down. Well, this plus fungal infection should be nice, and they're going to probably put their Thorn Elemental on ours, and we get to fungal infection that, so that'll be sweet. Send it all. The new season is holding up. Yeah, I think if you like the style, if you like the humor, you'll continue to like this. Continue to like the latest. Could have shrunk Tatiova, but this feels correct. And we'll say no. Win combat there. Maybe I'm just easy to please, Silent Hill. I've only watched a couple, though, of the new one. And, you know, as far as fandom goes, like... Shepin says, Jikerman said, Rick and Morty's fandom turned me off from the series. I really try and not let the worst of a fan base make me dismiss a thing, you know, for my enjoyment. I mean, look at me. I'm a Fish fan. I'm a Magic fan. I'm a South Park fan. I'm a Rick and Morty fan. I'm a Juggalo. No, okay, I'm not an Insane Clown Posse fan, but I respect. I feel you. If you are an Insane Clown Posse fan, I feel you, because I've spent my life being fans of things that other people want to trash because of the worst of the fan base, and like, the fan base sucking is no reason not to enjoy a thing that doesn't suck. Hopefully I caught you, you know, well, frankly, if you wanted to leave this stream, if I were a Juggalo and like you left the stream because of that, see ya. You know, I'm not interested in haters anyway. 6 wins for us. Yes, we do get a profit meme. Here it is. No green yet, but I like where this is headed, so I'm going to keep. Well, they get an Omnivore or a Thallid. Probably taking the Omnivore, but maybe they take the Thallid out of fear for green. I'm just a Juggalo, and everywhere I go, people something something my clown face. Well, we're not drawing our green yet, and that divest certainly hurt. All right, good. Unfortunately, they know about the infection, but what are they going to do about it? I guess they play knowing we have it, but it should stop the attacks unless they have something for the Thallid. I love the time-space concepts that Rick and Morty plays around with as much as anything about that show. I'm a sucker for time travel stories and alternate universe stories in general, and that's what that whole series is, so... still not going to do it just for a 2-2, so we'll wait. Keep it going here. See if they have a counter. No counter. They got 4 mana up, not doing anything with it. Grixis. Well, they got an attack now with shields down on infection. All right, shields down for us to get this Urgoros out. One-time dealer Urgoros get us to 7 wins. That's a great eviscerate target. Oh, awesome. Although we can go ahead and make it a fungal infection target, see if they want to offer the infection instead. Or offer the Sphinx instead of having a random card taken. I mean, I'll take a Sphinx if they want to give it, so sure, let's attack. And we can even attack with everything. They crack back. If they don't block, we eviscerate the Sphinx. Yeah, I think we just attack, and we can even... Well, no, we don't attack with the Thallid, because they can block the Thallid, and then that's not great. Yeah, you're not the first one, Shepin, to kind of call out the Pokemon-ish nature of them, but I think they have much better style than that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and eviscerate their Sphinx then. They don't know about the forest, but we do have card draw, so I'm going to play it. They're really, yeah, okay. They have the tools to settle that score. Score settled. Either they just drew that, or we managed to miss it when we had them discard randomly. We have a Memorial. Unfortunately, they settled the score, so we can't get it back from exile. Now they're doing this? That seems weird to me. They have something else, maybe? Maybe they're just okay with this particular trade. Yeah, that could be it, I suppose, but I'm going to make it. All right, Acolyte might get our planes. We do have one tool for recovering that kind of thing anyway, and we have the get a permanent back. All right, didn't get our planes, and we have a new threat in the air. Memorial to Folly could get us back an Omnivore. That's pretty good. To me, basic lands are just like poker chips. It's just like all they need to be is cool. I don't care if they have an actual landscape art on them or not. I just want them to be cool. Okay, now if we can actually get and play the Omnivore, so I'm going to go ahead and get it. Or we can get the... Yeah, I'm just going to get Omnivore. Maybe I should have waited and just gotten the Acolyte back if they do something about it. Because they do have this Sentinel on the ground. So maybe I'm just trying to use my mana and not really thinking a few turns down the road when I might wish I had this land still. We'll see if that feels like a mistake later or not. But I can fall into the trap of, well, I've got this Memorial. What can we do with it? Oh, I should do something since we have the mana, you know? And if we send in this, they can actually double block in ways that make me uncomfortable with the trades. So I'm going to just send in the Sky for now. 15 with your Academy Drake. What made it big? Did you have? Let me guess. Let's guess what made Mike's Academy Drake hit for 15. I'm gonna guess the Black Blade. Clutched their Black Blade, even better. Well, look at that. Just like I said, now I wish I had, in fact, saved this memorial, because now it's looking like our Acolyte trades for theirs, and we're back where we were. So, bad move, Ryan. Bad move. That's pretty good, though. We can play this. And boy, it makes some big stuff at least. And if we send everything... The Sentinel's shields are down. They're just going to chump with a Sapperling here, I think. I guess we should... We have Ansara's Wings, Dark Bargain, Settle the Score, Blessed Light, Fungal Infect. We have some stuff that could get us out of this stalemate up top. So, yeah, but they're just going to chump, right? So they just chump there. And do we send anything else is my question. We could send a Thallid, and then what do they do? Oh, we milled Settle. That's too bad. No, we milled Eviscerate. We have Settle. Okay, they're going to chump here. If we send this and this, then they have the option of 1-for-1ing like a Skin Witch. That doesn't seem worth it. So we're just send the Omnivore. And they chump as expected. Love to find our Dark Bargain. That card doesn't mean much right now. Hey, that's a card. Throw that on the Omnivore and change things significantly. Like, I dare you to block the Acolyte significantly. All right. Fade 1 top deck for the win. Exploding Karn. Finish with a 7 win. Yeah! All right. What a nice way to send off Dominaria. Ranking up and 7 winning. And we were at 2-2, folks. We were at 2. Were we ever at 1-2? No, I think we were at 2-1 and then 2-2. So we came back from 2-2 to get the 5 final wins in the 2-loss bracket. And this reasonable pile of cards managed to get there. Porg Collector. Let me say goodbye, then I'll take some questions. Let me claim this prize. Open the packs and say farewell to our YouTube friends here. Mythic, nice. Even better, Mythic Wildcard. I like that better. All right, let's go to Soapbox View. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this Dominaria run, YouTubers. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll catch a lot of content tomorrow. I'm gonna upload a ton of Theros content on you tomorrow and unload it upon you. So thanks for hanging. We'll catch you next video.